Alright, so in today's video, we're finally going to be tuning the 435 with boot mode. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're finally going to be tuning the 435 using boot mode. Now, if you guys have been watching my channel, you'll know that I had a JB Plus on the car for actually a little while, but I did end up taking it off. I sold it, and that was of course with the preparation of going stage 2. However, for now, we're only going to be going stage 1 because if you guys already watched the channel, you'll know all that I pretty much have is an air intake. I'm currently missing the downpipes as well as the intercooler, but I do eventually plan on getting all that for this car. So what we're gonna do right now is go stage 1, and then I'll work on getting all the bolt-ons for stage 2, and then we can just upgrade it to stage 2 later on. But before we actually start tuning, I'm actually gonna head over to a different spot where I can actually access Wi-Fi on the laptop, because unfortunately here I can't do that. So we'll go over there and I'll show you guys the whole tuning process. So we just got to the spot and we're gonna start flashing the car. But first I wanna show you guys what you need. So of course you need a laptop to actually run boot mode, and then you need one of these. So this right here is an OBD, which we're gonna plug into the car. I'll show you exactly where this plugs into, guys, and then this goes to an Ethernet over here. Now you need to make sure you get an OBD to Ethernet, not an OBD to USB or anything like that. Of course guys, I will leave some links down in the description below, but yeah, definitely make sure you have that. Now if your laptop has an Ethernet port, you obviously are good. You can just plug this into your car and then the Ethernet into the laptop directly. But if your laptop is like mine and it does not, you're basically going to need an adapter. So what I did personally was got an Ethernet to USB adapter. Now I will leave that link down in the description below as well, but I will say guys, most modern laptops have USB Type-C, so you're probably going to need an Ethernet to USB Type-C. So as you guys can see here, this goes from an Ethernet to USB. So I'm going to plug this into that cable here, and then I'm going to be able to plug this end into my laptop. So as you guys can see, that's connected. Now let me show you guys where this will actually plug into the car if you don't know already. So if you guys go into the driver's side and you go underneath over here, hopefully you guys can actually see it, but I believe it's this port right over here. You guys can't see because my hand, but it's that port right over there. So as you guys can tell by the shape of this, it can only plug in one way, and when you're plugging this in, make sure that it's in all the way. Alright, so as you guys can see, I have mine plugged in. So now quick disclaimer guys, there's multiple ways of connecting your car to basically boot mode. So you can do it this way, which is more of like the old school classic way, using these cables and then plugging it into a laptop. But you can actually use an adapter that plugs in from the OBD to Ethernet to like an iPhone or something like that. Basically, instead of using your laptop, you can actually use your iPhone or your Android to flash your car. Now that's what I actually tried to do originally, but every time I connected it, I was just getting issues. It wasn't reading it. So I don't know, it felt a little more finicky to me. Also, there's like this wireless adapter that you plug directly into your OBD port, and then your phone connects to it wirelessly. That seems cool and super convenient, but it's expensive, and personally I'm like just worried about it being finicky as well. So I just decided to go the old school route, which I think is actually the cheapest as well in terms of like the wires and the connections, again because that wireless one I think is like $100. When we actually want to start flashing our car, obviously you need access to boot mode. So to do that, you actually have to purchase a boot mode license separately. So now those can be expensive, but I will leave some links down in the description below so you guys can get it for yourself. Now when you use the link down below to purchase your boot mode license, make sure you use the promo code AMAN at checkout to get an additional 5% off. It's very rare that promo codes or coupons will apply to boot mode, so definitely take advantage. Every dollar counts. Once you purchase it, they'll actually send you an email with like a long verification number on it. You're going to need that verification number later on. You then go into bootmod3.net, and then it's going to prompt you to download this OBD agent over here. Just follow the steps and it should be pretty easy to install. There's one for Windows and there's also one for Mac. So after that guys, you want to plug in your cable. Again, this is connecting from the laptop to the Ethernet port to the OBD port down over here, and then you want to open up that OBD agent, and then once you do, it should detect your car automatically. As you guys can see here, it says the OBD agent connection to the vehicle is up, so we're connected and we're good to go. So now that this is connected, what we can do now guys is minimize this, and you'll see over here it actually says click to activate. So we want to press on that. It's going to ask for your activation key, so I'm just going to put in mine, and then we're going to press on activate. Alright, so as you guys can see, it was successfully activated, the vehicle is registered. So now we can jump into the maps. So in the menu here guys, you can see OTS Maps, and what that basically stands for is off the shelf. So in boot mode, you can actually do off the shelf maps, which is basically like generic preset maps, or you can actually have a custom tune. So the one that I'm actually going to go with guys is this stage 1 93 octane map over here. So now this is pretty obvious, but when you're picking your stage 1 map based on the octane that is around you and you can easily access and what you usually put in your car, so like I personally always put 93 in my car, so that's the map that I'm going with. But let's say the gas station that's by you or the one that you always go to only has 91, that's fine, but just pick the 91 tune. I don't know how much of a power difference it makes, but I put 93 anyways, so I'm just gonna stick with that. So with that said, we're gonna select this map over here. As you guys can see, stage 1, 93 octane. It does say boost / load control change and power and torque increase. It doesn't say, unfortunately, how much we're supposed to get, but I think it should be a good amount regardless. But yeah, anyways guys, we're just gonna press on get tune. We're just gonna confirm it, and once we've acquired the map, now it's officially in my map, so we can basically jump over there and start flashing the car. So the nice thing is, guys, it actually already saves the stock tune, so if you guys ever want to go back to stock, you know, you definitely can do that. But as you guys can see over here, it shows my stage 1 93 octane, so we're gonna click on that, and then down here at the bottom, we're gonna click on flash. So it kind of feels like there's a million little steps here, but after you press on that, it's gonna pop up this little menu over here, so you can press on download flash later, or you can do flash now, so that's what we're gonna do. So once you guys make it to this point, after all the million little steps, and it finally feels like the car is about to flash, boot mode is gonna give you a warning. Now, you should honestly take this warning very seriously. There's a couple things you guys have to make sure that you do. For example, as you guys can tell right now, I'm doing one of them, so you have to make sure that the driver's seatbelt is on. If you don't want to actually on you, like, still plug it in, but maybe just leave it behind you. Don't quote me on this, but I believe that's so that the ECU does not turn off. It thinks that someone is in here. The next thing you want to do to preserve as much battery in the car as possible is turn off any fans. So like if you have AC, the heat, just make sure that is all off. You of course want to make sure the car is in accessory mode. And then lastly, you want to make sure that your headlights are switched from automatic to off. And as you guys can see, it said everything that I just said in this warning here. So I know most warnings we tend to disregard and move past it, but honestly guys, take this one seriously. But now that I'm all set, we're gonna press on flash. So as this thing is getting started, it's probably gonna take a couple minutes, but just a heads up guys, the first time that you're doing it, it should take a little longer. And the reason for that is it's actually unlocking the DME in your car. But if you change the maps later, you go to stage 2, whatever it is, it should actually be faster. It's just really the first time that it takes the longest. I heard people say like 3 to 5 minutes. I'm hoping that's all it takes, because obviously the less time the car has to stay on, the better, but we'll see how it goes. So another heads up guys, as it's flashing, you're gonna get a whole bunch of warning lights. That's totally okay and that's normal. Don't freak out. These will all clear later on. Again, it is flashing right now guys, so I believe towards the end it's gonna clear all those lights, so just don't freak out, it's normal. All right, so it looks like we're almost there. Seems like it's just finishing up. So it looks like we're all set guys. So as you can see, it's basically just telling me to turn off the ignition, wait like 5 seconds, and then turn the car on. Alright guys, so I turned the car off, I waited the recommended time, and I turned it back on, and as you guys can see here, I don't have any check engine lights or any warning lights, so that was all clear. So with all that guys, the car is officially stage 1, it's tuned. Hopefully you found that helpful. What I'll actually do is leave sort of like a high level write-up of the different steps you need to do, because I know it could be a little confusing at times, and just make sure you have the right cables and stuff like that, which again, I'll leave all linked down in the description below, as well as a place to actually buy the boot mode license. I'll make more videos about boot mode later on, sort of like a driving impressions, a review of stage 1, as well as some other things, other cool features about it, maybe some burble tunes, stuff like that. So if you guys want to see that, definitely hit that subscribe button. But if you found this video entertaining or helpful in any way, drop me a like, drop me a comment guys, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.